very glad that you joined the class on time. What time is it? It's 2 to 12. Let me tell you the plan for today. Okay, today is going to be a very, I hope, a very useful class. We're going to start with some drilling activities, speaking activities based on Unit 9A. That is to say, the use of the second condition. Remember that we've been talking about the second condition for a couple of classes now. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Then I prepared an exercise in which you have to decide whether to use the first or the second conditional. That's an exercise that I'm very interested in, because the idea is that as you, let's say, how can I put it? How can I put this into words? As you are learning and gaining more knowledge and experience learning English, you need to see languages as like a human being. So we need the grammar, because the grammar is like the spinal cord. You see, it's like the bones, the bone structure of the language. So even if we don't like grammar, well, we have to learn it, because grammar is like the basis of everything, right? And when you learn tenses and when you learn structures, you need to see how, one structure relates to the other, you see? So if I know the name, for example, of the bone that I have here, it would be useless if I don't know the name of the bone that is here, because this bone affects the fingers, you see? So this is a metaphor to see that grammar is something similar, When we learn the second conditional, we need to see, the second conditional, then what is the difference between the second and the first? What is the difference between, I don't know, if I were you, and what would you do? I can use it to give advice. For example, Alexander mentioned last class, And the second conditional is also used to give advice. So should is not the only possibility. We can also use a second condition. If I were you, I would study more. If I were you, I would practice more. You see the differences, the similarities between the structures. So we're going to start with this, the speaking activities, drilling activities, comparison between the first and the second conditional. And then I think that towards the second half of the class, we're going to start a new unit, Unit 12C. I already uploaded the material in Material Docente in courses is available. And Unit 12C, well, it's something absolutely different. We're going to talk about music. That is the topic of conversation. And in terms of structure and vocabulary, we're going to talk about questions. Questions that are called with and without auxiliaries. So that's the plan for today. We're going to have a long weekend. Remember, no classes on Monday. Yay. So I see you today and then next Friday. Okay, guys, so we have 3, 6, 8 questions. Who would like to start? Come on. Alexander, you are the first one to join the class. So choose a question and choose any member of the class. Alexander, are you there or not? We lost you.
Sorry, teacher.
You were muted.
I have noise around my house.
Okay, but do you think that you can at least choose the person? You don't think so? All right, don't worry, Alexander, don't worry, I understand. Felipe, are you there or not? I can't see you.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. How are you, Felipe, today?
Fine.
You're fine? Okay, great to hear that. Okay, Felipe, so choose one question, and one person, please.
Okay. Someone offered to buy you a fur coat.
Okay, so remember that the question, Felipe, starts with, what would you do if?
Sorry, what would you do if someone offered to buy you a fur coat?
And who do you want to answer this question?
Fabian Ramirez.
I'm sorry?
Fabian Ramirez.
Fabian, all right. Fabian.
Excuse me, I don't know the meaning of
fur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, fur, Fabian, is the skin plus the hair of some animals. For example, foxes or foals or let's say beavers are also sometimes killed, yeah, to take the skin out of the bodies of these animals, and they make coats, for example, or clothing in general. So it's a very controversial topic because it has to do with animal rights. It has to do with would you accept a fur coat, knowing that in order to make the fur coat, animals were killed? That's the question.
Okay.
What would you say? Yes or no?
And no, I wouldn't accept.
You wouldn't accept it. Yeah, I wouldn't as well. I think that, well, it's difficult to say yeah, no to a gift, but at least you can explain why. Yeah, all right. Fabian, choose one question and one person, please.
Okay, Jose Miguel, what would you do if your neighbor's dog barked all
Barked.
barked?
It should say barked all night, not barked all, barked all night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If your neighbor's dog barked all night?
Mhm.
Um, um, I think that I will. I don't know if I have the cell number of him. I will call him.
You will call him or her.
Yeah, and tell him that his dog barked all the night, and I can't sleep. So
Because,
he have to fix that. I don't know. He have to do something.
all right. It's difficult, yeah, because I mean, in my personal experience, it doesn't happen to my problem is not a dog, it's a cat. I live in an apartment where, well, I don't know how to explain this, but a neighbor, which is, and that person doesn't live in my apartment, lives in, well, the apartment that is in front of my building. And they have cats, and there are many cats, like in the street. And there is one cat that can't stop meowing, but every day for hours and hours and hours. And it's like, meow. But every night, like for at least 3 hours, I would say, he or she, I don't know if it's a she cat or a he cat, but it starts meowing when the sun comes down, yeah, during the night, and then when the sun comes, when the sun rises, nothing, silence. Now everyone has become used to listening to their cat because even my dog the first time was like, oh, so he started barking, and now it's like, see, nobody pays attention to the cat, but it's really annoying. I don't know what's wrong with the cat. I don't know. It's difficult because I don't know whose cat it is. You see, cats is difficult because they are there. They belong to the world. That's the thing with cats, is that they don't belong to anyone. So who should I call? I don't know, difficult. All right, so you, Jose Miguel, you would call your neighbor. Yeah, you will call your neighbor.
Yeah.
Choose a question and a person, please.
Tomás Reyes.
Tomás. Okay, Tomás.
And the question,
Hello.
what would you do if you saw a mouse in the kitchen?
I think I will try to make the mouse go out of the house.
Yeah, you wouldn't kill it.
I tried to not kill it, but the situation is complicated. I think the last possibility is kill the mouse.
Yeah, because it's interesting that question says a mouse, not a rat. A rat's different thing, right?
Sorry?
Because
What different?
because mice are smaller, but the
Ah,
rats are bigger, and I think that more dangerous because rats can
you see.
carry rabies, just like bats. You know rabies? You know rabies? Dogs can get rabies, bats, yeah, rats, and that is lethal. I mean, for example, if a rat bites your dog, well, that's the end of your dog, you see. And I think that you should go to the hospital. Yeah. All right, very good. Thomas, your turn.
Benjamin Reyes?
Benjamin.
Okay. What would you do if you saw a large spider in the bathhouse? Bathtub.
Bathtub. Yeah, bathtub.
I think if I saw a large spider in the bathtub, I could take like a thing to take it and take it off the house.
No, you wouldn't kill it as well.
If I can,
Good.
if I could not kill it, I think I could try, but it's difficult.
It's difficult, yeah. Yeah, well, poor spiders. I mean, it's not their fault, you see. All right.
Yes.
Benjamin, another question, another person. Come on, two more.
Isidora Rivera.
Very good, Isidora. Great.
What would you do if a friend asked you to look after his or her pet for the weekend?
Hi. I will accept it.
You will or you would?
Sorry. I would.
You would accept.
Accept.
Isidora, do you live in a house or in an apartment?
Apartment.
In an apartment. And do you have pets?
Yes, I have a cat.
You have a cat, okay. And you would accept even if your friend's pet is a large dog?
But I think I ¿cómo se dice?
You thought that it meant that you would go to your friend's house.
Okay,
yes. Right. Yeah, I've always understood this like that you take the dog or the cat.
No.
So it depends. It depends, right? Okay, so you know that. Good. And if it's a spider?
Same. I love animals, and spiders are really cool.
All right, so you don't really mind, yeah? If it's what type of pet it is. Very good. Isidora, choose a person and a question. Anyone who has spoken.
Es que llegué un poco tarde, entonces no sé
quién. Isidora, I tell you, choose anyone and I tell you.
Okay. Andrés Galleguillos.
Very good, Andrés then.
Yeah, Andrés. Yeah, Andrés, what would you do if a bat flew into your bedroom?
Okay, Andrés.
The first thing I will do is probably to cover me with my blanket.
To cover yourself.
And then take it out of my bedroom.
And how? Like opening the window? Yeah, you would cover yourself with a blanket and open the window. Something like that. Yeah, it's true. Well, sometimes you know that bats are everywhere. Yeah, if you live in buildings, for example, sometimes you see them at night. Great. Okay, Andres. Yeah. Thank you very much. You see, so all these questions are asking you about hypothetical situations. What would you do in these circumstances, okay? And that is why we are using the second conditional. So be careful. When you use the conditional, the two parts have to be in agreement, so to say. So what would you do if you were? What would you do if your neighbor's dog barked? You see? What would you do if you saw, not see? Yeah, so be careful with that. Next activity, the comparison. Yeah, this is important. Yeah, what is the difference between the first and the second conditional? You see, choose the correct alternative. Exercise 6. Yeah, very easy, very simple. We need to read the sentence, and depending on the context, you choose if it's a likely or if it's an unlikely situation. Look at the example. The example says, will she be upset if I didn't come to her party? So this is easy because you know that conditional sentences are like two parts. So the question now starts with will. So you know the answer, you see. So it's simple. Will she, if present simple, if I don't? You see? What about number 1? Martin, you start.
If I had 500 euros to spend today, I'd buy some new clothes because had is in past.
Very good. So is the second, right? I'd buy some new clothes. Yep. Very good, Martin. Very good. Continue, Domingo. And welcome. I hope you're fine. We cannot hear you. I think that you are muted. Domingo? Yeah, can you hear me, guys, or not?
I was muted.
Oh, okay, you were muted.
Where?
Number 2.
Yeah. If I see Carlos, I will ask him to call you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that I had the... Yeah, I will. Very good. Because you say if I see, not if I saw. Perfect.
Yeah.
Continue, Andres.
I'd feel much fitter if I do more exercise.
But it says if I'd feel, no I'll feel. It says I'd feel much fitter.
If I did more exercise.
Yeah, because D is the contraction of would. So I would feel much fitter if I did more exercise. Yeah. Okay. Number 4. Come on, Andres. Andres, I'm sorry. Benjamin.
Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4. Would it be okay if I used your tennis racket tomorrow?
Perfect. Yeah, perfect pronunciation. Would it be? No, will it be? Yeah, would it be okay? You see? So you think, okay, likely, unlikely situation. Yeah, well, this is a likely situation, but pay attention to the structure. The person wants to be polite, you see? And when we want to be polite in English, we try to be very indirect. So what is more indirect? Will it be okay or would it be okay? Would it be okay? You see, that is why you choose the second. Very good. Number 5, Alexander. Do you think that you can do it? Alexander?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll email Jenny later if I have time.
Excellent. Right, if I have. This is likely, you don't really know, but very likely you will. Yeah. Number 6, Felipe.
If I knew his phone number, I'd send him a text message.
Felipe, I'm sorry that your audio is not very, very good. So you say I'll or I'd?
I'd.
Very good. Yes, I'd send him because it's if I knew. Yeah. Exercise 4 says complete the sentences with the bold verbs. Use the first or the second. So now we have to choose, okay? Example, Paul lives in the country. If he lived in a city, he would go out more often. You see? Matias, are you there? Matias Ortiz, yeah?
I'm sorry
Yeah.
that there are two Matthias. I'm sorry. Okay, Matthias, how are you today?
Fine.
You're fine? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, sure, not sure. All
I'm
right.
tired, but
So read sentence number 1 alone.
okay.
Yeah, take your time, decide if it's the first or the second, and then you give us the answer.
Okay. I don't know her address. If I know it, I wrote to her. No.
No, very good. No.
Mm, I will write to her.
Okay, so you think that this is a possibility, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Matthias thinks that this is a possibility. Perhaps the dialogue continues. Well, I don't know her address. If I know it, I will write her. I will ask, I don't know, Maria, for example. Yeah, but perhaps Andres thinks that this is not a possibility. Yeah, and this is an unlikely situation. He said, well, I don't know her address. Why do you think I am asking about her? What would be an unlikely situation? If I knew, very good. If I knew it, I would write to her. You see? Yeah, Matthias, I will accept the first conditional. Yeah, because we can give an explanation. Now, only looking at the sentence, I would first choose the second more than the first. Yeah, but if you explain it, yeah, and you use the first consistently, fine. Yeah. You think that is a likely situation, right? But I think is if I knew, I would. Yeah. Number 2, who hasn't spoken today? Let me see. Eduardo, you haven't, I think.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Number 2.
Number 2. I'm planning to go to England soon. If I don't go this summer, I will go next summer instead.
Very good, right? You're planning, you're already thinking about it. So for you, this is a likely situation, so you choose the first, yeah? If I don't go, I will go next summer. Perfect. Next one, Enzo. Hello, are you there?
Hello, yes.
Okay, good. Are you okay today?
Yes.
Great. Okay, yes. So number 4, please.
Number 4?
Yep.
I find languages difficult, but if I could speak perfect English, if I speak perfect English, I could get a job in the USA.
All right, could be. If I find languages difficult, but if I could speak perfect English, or if I spoke perfect English, I would get a job in the USA. Very good answer. Thank you very much. Next one, number 5. Let me see. Isidora, please. You fit?
Yes. If it's not rain tomorrow, we will have a barbecue.
Can you come again, please? Repeat.
If it's not rain tomorrow, we will have a barbecue.
Okay, Isidora, first question. Do you think that this person is talking about something that might happen or something that it won't happen? It could be any of the two, but you tell me, what do you think? She's talking about something that it will likely happen or it won't happen?
I think likely.
Likely, okay. So you think that is the first conditional, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So the first conditional, remember, that is if followed by the present simple. Yeah, so we need to negate in present simple, not rain. What is the negation? What is the negative of it rains? Give me the negative of it rains.
It not rains.
You need help in present. What is the negative of it rains, guys?
Doesn't.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't
okay.
rain,
Yeah.
be careful. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, we will or we would?
We would.
Yeah, but would is unlikely. And you told me that it is likely. So you need to think about it. All right.
Yeah, and so we will.
We will. Okay. So Isidora thinks, yeah, that for example, it's late August. Okay, August, September are months in here in Chile that are very changing. Yeah, in terms of weather. Yeah. So she thinks, well, today, well, it's very cloudy, very very wet. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, which is a possibility, we will have a barbecue. Yeah, that is a chance. But imagine that is, I don't know, well, here now in Chile, well, let's say that we are in England and it's December. Okay, so, well, if it didn't rain tomorrow, we would have a barbecue, but it's December and it's winter. So I don't think that will happen. You see, so the context helps you, yeah, to choose one or the other. Yeah, but be careful, Isidora. Remember, present simple or past simple, and then will or would accordingly. And the last one, who would like to do it? Fabian? Yeah, number 6.
Okay.
What do you think?
If you found 100 euros in the street, what would you do?
Perfect, yeah. So this is not very likely. I mean, imagine in Santiago. Yeah, finding euros in Santiago, well, not really likely, perhaps pesos. And perhaps 5,000, not 100,000. So if you found 100 euros in the street, what would you do with it? Very good. Any questions? Do you have any questions, guys, before we move on? No?
Yeah, I think we didn't do the number 3.
You're right, we skipped it. Okay, so who would like to do it? Tomás? Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Fabian.
If I can have any job in the world, I will be a fashion designer.
You are mixing. You're mixing things. You said can and would.
Oh, sorry. If I can have any job in the world, I will be a fashion designer.
Okay, so in your opinion, this is a likely situation. Likely. It is likely that you can have any job in the world.
Oh, can be.
I mean, personally, I would choose the second first. If I could, you see, in this dream world, that I could choose anything I wanted, you see. If I could, I would be a fashion designer. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, even in Spanish, you say, si pudiera elegir cualquier trabajo, cualquier profesión, más que yo, si puedo elegir cualquier profesión, seré. No, sería, right? More than seré. Yeah, the same thing happens. Very good, Thomas. And here are the questions, you see? Found, doesn't rain, will have, etc. Excellent. Practice, well, yeah, you have the workbook, page 56, grammar 1A, 1B, 1C. And here I pasted the link to the Oxford University Press. Here you can practice. These are very easy exercises. Yeah, if you don't like working with the workbook, page not found. Well, but you can find, I don't know, a second condition. Give me 1 second. Can you see the Google Chrome page or no? No. There you go. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what happened. They refreshed the page. Well, I need to refresh the page then. But this is the page of the Oxford University Press, and you can find, yeah, exercises, second conditional, first conditional. I'm going to fix that, okay? And what else? Let me see. What else do we have here? That's it. That's the end of the unit. Okay, before we change topics, yeah, do you have any questions about the use of the first or the second conditional? Any queries, any doubts, anything? Anyone? Isidora, Martín? No? No one? Felipe? No? Nothing? Okay, not yet perhaps, not yet. Okay. So, all right, guys. Unit 12C, yeah, the material is in Material Docente. Yeah, Unit 12C, you have a PDF file. PDF file in Material Docente. Please download it. As I said before, at the beginning of the class, we're going to change topics completely. Yeah, the second half of the class, we're going to talk about music. Yeah, not like very freely, but we're going to give our opinions on music, our favorite music. And this topic is going to guide us to talk about the differences between questions with and without auxiliaries, also known as object and subject questions. What are the objectives of this unit? By the end of the unit, we should be able to talk about our music tastes and expand on our answers. Not only saying, I like rock. Yeah, but why do you like rock? Okay, come on, give me more information. Second objective, we should be able to make questions with and without auxiliaries, as well as answer each of these questions accordingly. Speaking, introduction. Question number 1. Domingo, I'll start with you. What kind of music do you like? Domingo, remember that you have to give me an answer that lasts at least 15 seconds. Come on.
I like Chilean music.
Okay.
I like a lot the cumbia music.
All right. Come on, give us names, Domingo. Give us names.
I like very much Santa Feria and Huachupe.
Okay, so let's change the order. I like Huachupe and Santa Feria very much.
I like Huachupe and Santa Feria very much.
Very much. All right. In the 18th of September, on the 18th of September last month, Domingo, did you dance this music?
No, at 18th September, I stay at home.
But alone? Not even alone? Celebrating
what?
Not even alone, celebrating the 18th of September? No?
Not much.
Not much, okay. No. In your mind. Perhaps next year. Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
Let's hope, yeah. All right, question number 2, Domingo. You choose the person and you read the question.
André Galleguillas, what music do you like listening to?
Listening
to when you are studying.
Perfect.
Why?
Why? Thank you.
When I'm studying, I like to hear.
You like to hear everything?
I like to listening.
I like to listen.
I like to listen. My favorite music. I don't listen like lo-fi YouTube playlist. I don't know.
Lo-fi?
It's a kind of music. It's very popular, but I don't like that music.
You don't like it?
I just listen my own music, my own playlist. I don't know.
Right. But so you are not a fan of lo-fi music, but you listen to it when you are studying.
No.
I didn't understand
that. Sorry. Can I answer again?
Yes, of course. Start again. Don't worry.
When I'm studying, I listen my favorite music. What I have saved in my cell phone.
Right. So you listen to your favorite music. Yeah. Pay attention. That listen. We usually use it with to. I listen to my favorite music.
I listen to my favorite music.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? For me, for example, when I'm working, not teaching, of course, but when I'm working, when I'm preparing class, when I'm doing things that do not require a lot of thinking, you see, I'm not saying that I don't think when I make my classes, but it's just that it's not that difficult. I usually listen to the radio and I play my favorite music because I can do the two things at the same time. But when I have to study or when I have to write an essay, for example, it's impossible because I can't focus because I start singing or I start, I don't know, oh, what is the word that he uses? So how do you manage to study and
I
listen
have
to
the
music?
same problem. When I'm reading, I don't listen music. I don't listen to music.
Right.
But when I'm doing exercise, I always listen some of my music.
Right. Yeah, there are so many types or genres of music. There are some music that I can listen to while I'm studying. It's like classical music, or this like meditation things like birds singing,
Yeah, I
or
have
the
a
sound
lot
of the
classical
Yeah.
music in my cell phone.
I think it helps you concentrate, like, well, the classical, not modern classical. Yeah, but like piano music. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Andres. Choose a question. Choose a person and read the question, please.
Fabian Ramirez.
Good.
Which is your favorite decade for pop music? The 80s, the 90s?
2000s.
I don't know.
All of them.
If I listened this music, I would answer the question.
Okay, right. And Jose Miguel, what about you? Do you have an idea, the decade, or it's just like Fabian that you like a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I am like Fabian because if I listen a song and I like it, then I will listen.
Right.
So I don't have a special decade of music.
Right, very good. Okay, Jose Miguel, you continue. Choose the person and read the question, please.
Martin Rios.
Okay.
What was your favorite music 5, 10 ago?
5 or 10 years ago, I should say.
Okay, I will read again. What was your favorite music 5 or 10 ago? How have your musical tastes changed?
Tastes changed.
I think my favorite music 5, 10 ago
5, 10 years ago,
was,
sorry, 10 years ago.
10 years ago was maybe reggaeton. When I was more young.
When you were even younger, because you are young. Okay.
Yes. My taste musical didn't change so much because I like reggaeton today.
All right. So your musical taste or your music tastes haven't changed. Yeah,
yes.
Haven't changed a lot. All right. Very good. Thank you. And the last question, I think, penultimate. This is the one. Please, Martin, choose the person and read the question.
Martin Leiva.
Okay.
What was the last song you downloaded from the internet? Downloaded.
It's a difficult question.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't remember the last time that I download from internet because now I used to listen music in YouTube Live.
Right. Okay. So you stream music more than
whatever the DJ wants to put. So for the reason I don't download because you don't have to think the next song that you want to listen.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like listening to the radio in a way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Martin, and the last question and the last person, please.
Yeah, to Matias Ortiz.
Matias Ortiz.
Who are your favorite bands or singers of all times?
My favorite singer of all time, it's Freddie Mercury. always. And band, maybe.
Well, after
difficult.
choosing Freddie Mercury, it's difficult to choose another person.
Yeah, maybe Elton John.
All right. Okay. And bands?
What bands?
Bands, yeah.
I like so much Def Leppard.
Okay, I like Def Leppard so much. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I like Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week I think that it has been a little bit sad week for music because the guitarist of Van Halen died.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Van Halen, but I read, some posts like the people were shattered, were destroyed. Like he was one of the greatest guitarists of the 20th century. So it's very sad. Yeah.
Of the history.
Yeah, that great musicians, pass away. Well, we all are going to die someday. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Matthias. Question words. Back to business. How many question words do you know? Easy question. Come on. English 3. Give me examples of question words. I will start. Why? Any other?
What?
What? Very good.
Where?
Who?
When?
Who? When?
Which? Where?
Which?
How?
How? How many? How much? Right? How often? Yeah, to talk about frequency. Very good. Invent a question for each of the following question words. How? Manner. Come on, quickly. This should be easy. Invent a question with how in the sense of manner.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? Yeah, very good. How do you cook paella? Perfect. How do you sing? Well or badly, you see? Manner. How? Manner. How many? Come on. A question with how many. Remember that how many? Countable nouns. How many? In any tense.
Oh. How many something do you have?
Oh, come on. Complete question. Yeah. Ask the question, Domingo. How many what? How many heads do you have? How many what? How many dogs do you have? How many? All right, could be anything. All right. How many children do you have? How many subjects do you have this semester, right? So countable nouns. Example, how many songs do you know by heart in the topic of music, you see? How many singers have you met? How many concerts have you been to? You see, how many songs do you know by heart? Memory. Where or place? Come on. Question with where? Anyone? One question with where?
Where do you go?
Where do you go? Always. Where are you going? Yeah. Where did you go? Perfect. Where did your last concert take place? Yeah, in relation to music. What? What song do you prefer, for example? What is your favorite singer? Matthias answered. What is your favorite band? Which? What is the difference between what and which? Exact information from a limited number. So what music do you like? I like rock. Which is your favorite band? You see? The number, pure number. So it's more exact. Which song do you prefer? Don't Stop Me Now or No Woman, No Cry by Bob Marley? How long? Remember that how long talks about periods of time. How long were you in that school? How long does it take you to study calculus? How long are you going on holiday? How long were the Beatles together? You see, period of time. Why? Why asks about a reason. Why did they break up? Why did you go to that concert and not the other? Why do you like Freddie Mercury, Matthias? Who? Person, yeah? Who is Taylor Swift, for example? Pay attention to the pronunciation. Who is Taylor Swift? Compare it to whose, possession. Who's this speaker? For example, I have a speaker here. Whose this is? Who's this speaker? Who's this glass? It's my glass. You see? Whose talks about possession. Who is talking about the subject. Who is Taylor Swift? Who is Freddie Mercury? It's a singer. There are singers, there are musicians. Who is this PDF or who is this photocopy? The teachers, Andres, Isidoras, you see? Whose talks about possession. Is it clear? Yep. When a specific question that talks about at what time, yeah? For example, when will you go to that concert? Now, look carefully at the two following questions. Question number 1. Which song do you prefer? Don't Stop Me Now or No Woman, No Cry? Which song won a Grammy? What's the difference between question number 1 and question number 2? The two questions are questions. The two questions are correct. There is no grammar mistake here, but there is a difference. What's the difference? I'm sorry?
The tense?
Well, yes, Martin, you're right. The tense, but there is another difference, which is more important. Yeah, this question is in past and this question is in present. Good. But there is another difference.
But in one question, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry?
That in question number 1, you have the options, and in question number 2, you don't have the options.
Right, that's also correct, but that is not the answer that I want, but it's fine. Yeah, in the first one, you have the options. Yeah. Yeah.
The first is in present, in second in past.
Yeah, I know, but Martina already mentioned that.
The first has an auxiliary.
Very Felipe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very good, Felipe. Yeah, the first question has an auxiliary. Look at the information in red. The first question has an auxiliary. Which song do you prefer? But the second question doesn't have an auxiliary, and it's correct. And teachers, remember English 1, English 2, yeah, when you have a question, you must always have an auxiliary. Always? Always, well, in grammar, always is not a very good word, yeah? Sometimes. It depends. I think that the phrase in grammar is, well, yes, it depends. There are always exceptions. There are questions which do not need an auxiliary. And these questions are called subject questions. Why? Because the second question is asking about a subject, not an object. Here, the subject is you. And that's why I need an auxiliary. Which song do you prefer? This or that one? But in question number 2, who is the subject? What is the subject? There is no you. There is no she. There is no song. The subject is the question. Look at that. Which song won a Grammy? Answer the question. Don't Stop Me Now won a Grammy. So Don't Stop Me Now and which song is the same. So the question word is the subject in the question. But here in number 1, the subject of the question is not which song. The subject is you, because the answer says, I prefer Don't Stop Me Now. It's a little bit confusing at first, but you're going to see that it's very easy, yeah, to detect, yeah, when to use and when not to use the auxiliary, yeah. So that's the answer, Felipe. Thank you very much. Questions with and without auxiliaries. Depending on the book and depending on the web page, questions with and without auxiliaries are also called subject or object questions. It's the same thing, same story. Which song do you prefer? Look at the analysis. I prefer Don't Stop Me Now. So in this question, the subject is you, because in the answer, the subject is I. I prefer. Which one do you? I prefer. This question is about an object. Of course, the object is the song, you see, not you. So it takes an auxiliary. But in the question, which song won a Grammy, and I answer, Don't Stop Me Now won a Grammy, the question word and the subject in the answer is the same. So we can say that the subject in the question, yeah, is the question word. And that is why we don't need an auxiliary. Who invented the television? No auxiliary, because who is the same as the person. For example, Logie Bird invented television. Oh, Logie Bird, who? The same. So I don't need an auxiliary. Who won, I don't know, who made the first step on the moon? Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong and who is the same, so I don't need an auxiliary. You see? Who did Neil Armstrong talk to when he was in the moon? Ah, that's different, because I'm talking about who did he talk to. So in the question, he is the subject, not who. Who is the object? You follow me? Yeah, okay. We're going to practice a lot, yeah, don't worry. So as I said before, this question is about a subject. It doesn't need or it doesn't take an auxiliary. Yeah. Let's compare the following cases. It says, Mary and Peter went to a concert together. Who did Peter go to the concert with? And Matthias says, well, Peter went with Mary. So who is the object? Because I'm talking about Peter went with Mary. So in the answer, yeah, in the answer, Mary is the object. Who is the object? Peter is the subject, so I need an auxiliary. Yeah? In the second question, who went to the concert with Peter? Ah, Mary, and who is the subject. So in this sentence, I don't need an auxiliary, because who is the subject? So who went to the concert with Peter? Mary went with Peter. Now Peter is the object. You see? So the colors help you a little bit. So we're going to practice. I'm going to help you the first half of the exercises. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 10 to 1. Okay. We're going to start together. I don't want to send you homework because I wanted to enjoy your Monday, and we have time. We are okay. So we can finish this unit next Friday. Yeah. So next Friday we finish the unit, we solve questions, etc. Right? But we're going to start together because this is something that you need to think about. Yeah. It's easy, but you need to understand. The most important thing for me is that you understand the mechanism of questions with and without auxiliaries, okay? So we're going to look at the music quiz PDF that you have in Material Docente, okay? Let's go to Material Docente. Yeah, download the document that you have in Ucursos, please. I have the document here, I think. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah, this is the document that you have in Material Docente. You have some questions, etc. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to start with a very easy one. Yeah. I'm going to do, or we are going to do 3 of these exercises. 1, 2, 3. Because this exercise talks about the correct question, something that we already did. Yeah. So let's start together. You have different question words: how, many, where, what, how long, etc. And in order to know what's the correct question, you need to look at the answer. For example, question number 1, we have years as answers. So what's the question?
When?
When, very good. When did Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, die? Matthias, do you know? 1991, 1990, or 1992?
Exactly, I don't know.
You don't know? I think
1991.
It's 1991, yeah. Well, you have the answers at the bottom, okay? Number 2, pay attention. The answer is a hotel, yeah, a name: Heartbreak Hotel, Hotel California, Hilton Hotel. Martín Leiva, any idea? What's the correct question?
Where?
Very good. It's a place, right? So where did the Eagles stay in their 1976 song? Yeah, this is a very famous song, Hotel California. Yeah, Hotel California. And number 3, yeah, today is the 9th of October, yeah, the day when John Lennon was born. So Andres, what do you think is the correct question? Look at the answer. We have names, John, Paul, Ringo, etc. So what's the question?
Who?
Excellent. Now, who sang the song Imagine? You see? Who? Okay. So this is the first exercise. We're going to continue next class, okay? If you want to finish it, yeah, you do. Now, we have this exercise that has to do with questions without auxiliaries. Without, okay? Let me see. Yeah, without auxiliaries. Look at the question. Question number 1 says, Gab makes the most movies every year. So here, this is a question without an auxiliary. Look at the verb. The verb is conjugated. You conjugate the verb in the question. That's weird because in questions, usually verbs go in the infinitive without to, right? So what is the possibility of question here? We need a question that is also a subject. Which
what
painting?
country or not?
What country, yeah, I agree with you. What country makes the most movies every year? And I think that the answer is India. Yeah? So think about the following. What country makes the most movies every year? This is a question without an auxiliary because which country is the same as India? So it's the subject. You see? Which country? India makes the most movies every year. We don't need an auxiliary. But in question number 1, remember Freddie Mercury? We were talking about a year. And when you analyze the question, the subject is not when. The subject is Freddie Mercury. So since we have a subject in the question, we need an auxiliary. When did he die? No, when died. No, that's impossible. So when did Freddie Mercury die? You see? But if I ask who sang the song, who is the subject of the question because who is the same as John Lennon sang the song. Can you see? Yeah, the difference between one and the other? And we can have questions in present, for example, in past. Who sings? Viva la vida loca, for example. Who sang? Imagine. Or who sings? No, who sing? Who sings? What country makes the most movies every year? You see? So I just wanted to show you the PDF, yeah, because our work will be concentrated.
English, please, Alexander.
¿Qué pasó? Morí, fui yo. Yeah, bueno, volví.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was saying that I wanted to show you the PDF because this is what we talked about today. We talked about question words, yeah, the meaning of question words, yeah, that you need to be very confident about question words. The explanation of the differences between questions with and without auxiliaries. And here you have examples of questions without auxiliaries. And next class, we're going to do this, exercise D. Because in this exercise, we need to choose. Okay. Question number 1 is with or without an auxiliary. Question number 3, with or without, depending on the answer, depending on the context, okay? So, yeah, I already told you that I don't want to send you homework, okay? I will not. We can review this on Friday, and we can do the exercises in pairs, in class, as you wish, okay? No homework for you, yeah? But the only thing that I do ask you is to download the document and to have it in your computer, yeah? Because we're going to use it next Friday, right? And I think, guys, yeah, I wanted to say this as well. I'm going to stop the recording a little bit. I'm not recording.